So this website, dissecting a spammer's spam script. Okay, so everything talks about me. Here we have a bunch of dollar signs. He starts decoding, and it's a bunch of gibberish that becomes text. Now he's talking about globals, and I don't know what else is he talking about. Okay, so if everybody's talking about me, I have to figure out what he's trying to say. First of all, the glot, an open source pastebin with runnable snippets and API. You do bash, and in here you put I have a bash script that's Godwords. This is not obfuscated. Maybe he wants it on multiple lines. I don't know. I, as a matter of fact, didn't write this, to be honest. I told a kid random words, and he looks like shuffle or something. Shuffle minus n, 32 words. This is the dictionary. Let's say / words. We have to supply a file. / words. .text. Random source. The dev urand, and I think, well, I don't know what that is. It pipes into TR and prints a carriage return. So we're making a project. Now we make a new file called words.text. Now whatever we put in here, I'm gonna find some words and let's take how about that guy's I think it's any words. So let's go to his. I like to do this. It's kind of funny. Let's take his content. Technically, is this? Well, anyway, watch this. So we need a vocabulary, a dictionary. So let's just take. Oh, this is gonna be that's a bad idea, isn't it? Oh well. It's got all that junk. So now we put it in this file, and then we go back to the main and run. Globals. Since I got the feeling that I was getting. Oh, is it line? It's line oriented, not okay. Okay, let's go back to here. Start over. Let's delete this. Okay. Words.text. Hey, why are you... What? I'm sure you want to delete this. Okay. That's weird. Okay. So we need... okay. So... I'm just... So I don't want to do this since I don't have legal authority. Let's see. This is the Linux dictionary. Let's just do all the A words, and we'll make God talk with A's. It's fun to play games with Mr. God. Okay, control. insert, and go to here. I just don't feel like doing 100,000. Okay, run. And that didn't work very well, did it? That did not work. Let's talk to God. God, Alfredo Adard, Annabelle. America is Syria, Badlands. America is Syria, Badlands. Appalachian. Abbas. Alpart. Ekbar, Amazons. What? Etkin, okay. Anyway, so I have better word list. That should work. I don't see why it's not working. It'll work. Okay, now we want to talk about TempleOS. So there's nothing obfuscated about that script. TempleOS, well, a lot of people assume it's the same, but it's different. Okay, so you have to open your tiny little mind. I can't believe how narrow-minded people are. They think it has to be a certain way. Did you know ASCII is did you know that Commodore 64 did not use ASCII? Did you know that? Did you know when you make a new operating system, when they made Unix, they made the C language, they stuck with ASCII. When they made the Commodore 64, they used BASIC, and they did not use ASCII. When they made DOS, I guess, well, I don't know what language, but when you made Unix, you made a new language, okay? And this is when you choose your characters. People have been making Unixes, but that's not a new operating system. You're just remaking Unix over and over. That's not even making an operating system. If you make another Unix, that's just another Unix. People confuse Unix with operating system, like they're the same thing. But Unix is a kind of operating system. Unix is not the same word as operating system. There are other operating systems than Unix. DOS, Commodore 64, Apple II, the VAXes and stuff, Cray. No, that was using Unicos. Anyway, so first of all, if it ends in Z, it's compressed. Okay, so if I'm gonna do a drive report. I'm gonna copy my home directory onto my RAM disk, which is Red C. Now I'm gonna change my home directory we have disk blocks. Let's take a look at, this is a test file. It's a file. Let's look at the disk block. Dump block. Okay. There is the disk block, and it is compressed. Now watch this. If I move it to a name that doesn't have Z, now it's a new name. Now if I say dump block, It's not compressed. Look at the difference in size. This is 1B7. This is 296. So it's 50% compressed. So the file system has built-in compression if you have Z. As soon as you open it, if I make a buffer, watch this, I64 size. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. U8 B star B. This is how we do it. File read test. Let's do the compressed one. It'll automatically uncompress. Comma address size. Now if we say size, it's 296. That's the uncompressed size. Dump B, it's in a buffer and it's uncompressed. Okay, so file read automatically uncompresses. Okay, so the next question, it's not, I put the cursor location as a, watch this. Oh, look at that. The cursor location is on the 10,000. So if we look in here at the 10,000, dump B, comma 0x, comma size, let's say. Now if we look at 10,000, there should be a 5, which is the ASCII for cursor location. You see this 5? That's not ASCII. That's cursor location of the IDE. Okay, so we're not using, we're using 8-bit code that's not ASCII. It's 8-bit ASCII. And as a matter of fact, we're going to allow 2 fonts, one for Russian, one for this, and you hit Control Alt F to toggle between them. Anyway, so the other issue was $signs. Okay, guess what? Source code. There's a document format that's used for everything. So if we go to the documentation directory, let's just look at some documentation. How about the graphics overview? Okay, so here we have, if you hit Control T, this is what it looks like on disk. You have $signs for $sign commands. That's a link. That's like a hypertext link. It's kind of like HTML compared to what's underneath. So if we click on this, we get to here. Okay, so the person sees a lot of $signs and they say, I don't know, obfuscation. The person thinks it's obfuscation. No, if you look down here, there's red. They're commands. They're $sign commands. Okay. Now what is this? This is a graphic, as a matter of fact. We can. Let's see about the heap. Let's go to the kernel source code and let's look at the hash table. I got rid of that, I guess, didn't I? No, did I put? I used to have a graphic. Okay, so there's a graphic. So it's, let's go to the games directory. This Vroom, okay, it's a driving game. There's graphics in the source code, okay, 3D graphics. Somebody thought it was a GIF. No, it's a 3D mesh. And it's the editor spins it automatically. You don't have control over how it spins it in the editor. So this is ask. Look at this. Look at this stuff down here. You see this? There's a theta. Okay, 8-bit. It's not ASCII. 8-bit is allowed. It's encouraged. 8-bit, and look at this. If we say dump, so in this file is the graphics and then the ASCII up top. Okay, and you know what? If you're looking at it uncompressed, the person is probably looking at the uncompressed blocks. Don't. That's how it's going to look. A file. Let's say test2.cpp.z. If you look at the uncompressed block, what am I doing? Lucky we didn't crash the system. Okay, so if you're looking at the compressed file, the way the LCW works is it has it starts with 7-bit codes and then 8-bit codes and then 9-bit codes up to 12-bit codes as it creates a table, building up gradually and repeated patterns. So just from a fluke, when it's making 7-bit, it has 8-bit entries, and because they're 8-bit, it actually looks like ASCII for the first few entries. It is ASCII. The compressed file will start readable, and then when it switches over to 11 bits and 12 bits, then it's no longer readable. You can look at the compression scheme. There's no secret. As a matter of fact, there's a utility. Why don't I should make that I can upload it right now, as a matter of fact, if it's not there already. In the Linux directory, well, there's source code. Why don't you just use the source code? TOSC.cpp. So go to my website, go to source code raw, that's kind of a misnomer. I should probably change that. Anyway, go to Linux and then TOSC.cpp. And that's a utility that'll uncompress if you. Anyway, it's amazing what stupid people. Well, they think it's obfuscated. Well, no, it's definitely not 64 encoded. There's a